Hey, Cancer. I think we're live. For those of you that have been waiting, apologies. I think YouTube is getting overloaded. It kept telling me it couldn't load. It couldn't activate the live stream. But I think we're here now. So for all of you that show up, thank you for being impromptu like me. So I'm here. My guides are saying, I'm here, like that. You're here. Yes, I'm finally back home. Thanks for everybody who's been messaging me and sending me love while I was out on my great journey. So, Cancer, we're going to get right into it. The first thing that came up while I was shuffling to pull the oracle cards was this: Taming the Wind. So, I like it. I think it's perfect. Look how beautiful that card is. So yeah, the wind is blowing, isn't it? There's a lot going on. There's a lot blowing through our lives. And there's an indication here of, my guides are talking about the way you're touching the atmosphere as a water sign element and the vibration that you have. You are driven by the wind. If you think about the water sign life cycle, right? Evaporating, into the atmosphere, being blown by the wind to the destination you're meant to arrive at, so that you can reform and rain down upon the earth. So there's a lot of, my guides are calling it background inference. So think very deeply about this. I don't want to hold up the reading for this, but think very deeply. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, I have lowered the price on my readings. So, Cancer, I just want you to know, you can get a reading. You can get, my guides are calling it a psychic vision. That's interesting. That must be for some of you who need to have help with a vision that maybe is coming through for you. I'm going to pick something from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. So just so you know, I'm back home, and part of what's happening is there's a literal fire hose in the background. Information streaming through me because I've been very deeply journeying into my own destination, which caused me to be away from internet. So there's a lot of chatter going on. I'll do my best to get it out and to clip off what needs to be clipped off. They're poking my shoulder. They don't like that. So, Cancer, there's a lot of discussion coming through about your identity as a water sign. We're going to talk today about the month of April, but we're going to start really honing in now on the vibrational pathway and preparing to, my guys are calling it streaming, preparing to enable you to join the tapestry, the vibrational highway. Okay, that's what it's going to be all about. Ooh, something just fell out here at Moonrise Cottage for the next couple of months. And there's going to be a lot of discussion about that going forward. They're talking to me. Ooh, look what's on the bottom of the deck. Well, hello. Okay, so shamanic times. See that? There's a lot going on for you Cancers. All the Cancers I know are in turmoil in some way. And when I say turmoil, my guides are talking about the turmoil of evolution. So this is an evolutionary moment that we're in. That's why your task on some level is to be taming the wind that is blowing through your life, blowing through your element. It's spring. Here in the Northeast where I live, an April day can change 5 times. And the wind will blow, and the sun will come out, some rain will happen, the sun will come out. It's changeable. So there's a lot of wind blowing through your life, a lot of change coming for you, Cancer. And your job is going to be to learn how to tame the wind. Okay? Look at all the sacred differences in this card. It's quite lovely. It's feminine energy. We see what looks like some hawk energy in there. And I love, just see down in the bottom, see the blue coloration? That's the harbinger of change. Okay? From the mystic traditions, the ones that I hail from, my guides are saying. So here's the card that just flew off the table. I love this. And I love the implication for you, Cancer. The sacred witness. This is how you are meant to stand in your life at this moment. I've been having, Capricorn is out, and I just did Aries. So we're going to really start delving into, my guides are calling it the vibrational inference of your being. I learned a lot on my journey, and I was given a lot of gifts and helped me to go very deeply inward to the next place of my station, they're calling it. So I'm back. I didn't plan on it. It feels very surreal to me to be here, and I think you're going to have some of those experiences as well. You are standing in this place of the sacred witness, and we are talking about the vibrational pathway of love energy, because that's what you represent. In a sense, right? You also represent the turning, the wind churning, and the cycle that you go through as a being onto the earth, into the atmosphere, onto the earth, into the atmosphere. So what I'm getting is a literal chant that's coming through kind of in the background. And it's very reverent, but it's just constant, almost like the monks would chant. My guys were just talking to Aries about that. So this moment that we're in, you're going to have this experience of needing and attempting to tame the winds that are blowing through your life in order to come to a stable position, whole water. Okay. So my guides are talking about the surface tension of your life. And it is the surface tension in a body of water that makes it what it is. Generally, there's a whole discussion about that. I'm not going to torture you with it at the moment, but just look at it. You can go online and look at the life cycle of water as an element. How does it live and grow and breathe? What is the effect of the wind, meaning the atmosphere? Many of you may have air in your chart in a significant way because of the way this is coming through. So the witness is here. You're going to feel it on a heart chakra level. That's part of what your element is involved in, because we still have Cancer in the North Node until May. And we are in the middle of this great shift and change. The winds that are blowing through the planet, causing a life cycle transformation for everybody who's here, who's volunteered to be here in these moments. All right. So be the witness. Look deeply into yourself, into your own life. What are your deepest desires? What is it that you are wanting to do to serve humanity with the love energy that comes through to you? Because you're a literal conduit. So my guys are chattering all about conduit. They're talking about science in the background. So they want you to go spend some time on the internet, really inform yourself about the water element as a conduit for energy and vibration, because that's what we're going to talk about today. That's my mission today from my guides, is to talk to everybody in this way. So while you're being the sacred witness, and we have the coyote on the bottom of the deck, my guides are just saying, be aware. Do not be surprised when things happen in your life that you didn't intend, or that you do something that's a misstep, a fumble, something like that. Okay, so we're going to pull a card from the Journey of Love. And my guys is continuing to talk about the conduit. Yeah, the energy, here it is. The energy that you are meant to embody and be a conduit for and be a witness. So you're going to have, those of you that are available to it will begin to have the experience of transitioning from 3D into 4D. So they're talking about life cycles. So we're talking about the way the energy flows, the way the particular encapsulation into Cancer as an element, the water element in the North Node. You're going to be witnessing humanity, and Cancer, you're going to feel it very deeply on the psychic realm. That's part of the experience you're going to have this month. And what my guides are saying is that's what's available to you, actually. Look at that. My guides are saying, this is the heart, so to speak, meaning the center point of the Cancer vibration. It is about being the heart of God. And I was just talking with a group of folks who were on the live stream for Aries, and we talked about the same topic, right? What is the Aries energy? What is it for? How is it that it is meant to avail itself and become available to weaving the tapestry? Because we're in a new phase. I've had some mammoth changes to my own abilities while I was gone. And so I understand a little bit, in an initial way, what that journey was all about. And I sort of knew going into it, but now I understand more in an energetic pathway. They're talking about the pathway of understanding and the things that have unfolded for me and referencing you. So this is going to be true for all the signs going forward from here. Okay? So straight out into the universe, that's where we're all going. And it's very interesting because do you see the way this looks? Look at the places where the light is. We're talking about, my guides are saying this is the tapestry. So what they mean is there's a center meeting place that we're going to be able to develop as a group. My guides have been talking about Moonrise Cottage as the club, like this club, meaning this grouping of souls that amalgamate here in order to do this, each with their own energy signature. So there is below the video, there are quite a number of links. There is a particular meditation pathway that I have defined in concert with my guides in order to help you as an individual prepare to weave the tapestry, the threads of the tapestry that come from this place. And you as a soul traveler and part of the soul tribe here at Moonrise Cottage can literally partake in that. So there's a pathway delineated for you to begin to experience very deeply what it is to identify and understand and experience your own vibration. I won't go into it. All the instructions are below. If you have a question or you're confused, send me an email, okay, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So my guides are talking about the photograph of your vibration, that there's a pathway, okay? They're talking about the pathway. So the pathway for you to reach this point where you experience yourself this way and your humanity begins to become secondary. You will still feel it, you will still be in it, but you will also be accessing the pure energy set point that you carry and that you're meant to utilize. Okay, so I'm going to get one more from the animal medicine deck, okay? Okay, Spirit, can you please give us a message to help? Ooh, look at that. That just jumped right out. Okay, so today's full moon. Happy full moon, everybody. And yeah, go outside and howl at the moon. We're all stuck at home. So, just get corrected. All right. So the guides are talking about it's time to connect to the energy that you are literally connected to on a vibrational they want you to go to the place of connection that exists within you. And you are connected to the cycles of the moon as a water element. So all of this verbiage is coming through, and there's, again, there's just so many words trying to push their way through to my tongue. It's all about connecting with yourself as a vibrational being. What is the vibration of a Cancer? It's affected by the moon. It's affected by the pull of gravity, the way you are affected by the heavens and the stars and the universe. As the heart center of the God, meaning universal love, energy that exists here on this planet, that's what you represent. So when you go through the meditation that is delineated below, understand that though that's the place that you're trying to get to, okay? In terms of your own awareness, you'll feel it in your being, you'll feel the vibration. So it is a vibratory pathway that we are in the process of taking up, my guides are talking about. And I pre-shuffled the cards. I'm going to shuffle some more, but here's the first card. This is, for those of you that are new, welcome. This is the card that indicates the type of journey and the theme of the reading, it delineates your task for the month of April. So what everything I've been saying, right? Don't need to say it again. Look at that. Even if you don't know what this card technically is in this mythological deck, you can understand the meaning. My guides today keep saying the inference. This is the star card. This is what your destiny is for. It is to connect to the mind of the universe, to be able to simultaneously have the type of vision that causes you to understand yourself inside your human form. You are a sacred being. So your vision, you're going to be witnessing this happening inside yourself, I believe, and you're also a sacred heart chakra witness for what's going on in the world right now. So this is the ability to manifest your destiny. That's what this month is for. And you have a brand new moon cycle starting so that you can let go of that which no longer works, bring things into illumination. They're talking again about the witness. Okay? So you can see clearly what needs to progress and what needs to end and make a new pathway. Be a sacred witness for yourself. Be a sacred witness for those around you. My guides are talking about silence. So you may not need to speak or say anything. Just allow yourself to have the experience. All right? Be a sacred witness for yourself. Radiate the love energy that you were born with, that fills your being in every moment, that sacred heart of the universe. And then work on, okay, I'm being corrected. One of the things I learned, skilled up, my guides are saying, when I was away was a manifestation from this place. When you join yourself with the universe in a sacred bonding, those things that are meant to come from you are easily manifested. So that's the theme of your reading. Let's jump in, get a couple more cards while we ponder this notion of taming the winds that blow through your life, meaning these circumstances that we're in right now. So Spirit, please give us some information, some more indication. Look, okay. They want the spread. Look. That's the sacred lovers, okay? And this deck, it's the lover of devotion. To see how clear this woman is, she knows she has to choose her pathway. And she's put a lot of effort into being able to see clearly into this place. That's the message for you, Cancer. In this reading, it's astounding. It's really beautiful. Her abundance comes from her heart chakra. And she's very clear. And she knows how to choose her path in order to serve this. And that's what you're witnessing. And the whole earth is going through it. Right? We are in a time when we have, because we are all commanded to stand still, we can now pay attention to ourselves and our spiritual life, and we can go very, very, very deeply inside this human envelope to explore and understand what's on the inside and to choose your pathway from there and to be able to have the sacred vision that comes from that place. So many of us are going to experience the ability now to have sacred vision, and some of you may have the experience of yourself, your true self, your spiritual identity, your vibrational identity, looking out from your human shell. And you may feel as though you're not really looking out from your eyes. Your eyes are doing the physical function, but you will feel yourself, many of you, I believe in these days, will feel yourself seeing, my guides are saying, seeing with the eyes that are behind the eyes. So I've had this experience multiple times in my life, and while I was away on this journey, it's part of the experience that was brought back to me so that I could remember and skill up a little bit in order to be working with the soul tribe that amasses here in this place. There's a lot to talk about, but on the human journey, the first card in my readings on the line of, what are we experiencing as human beings? There you are. And it's interesting because Aries had the same card. So we're all, obviously, here we are in the United States. It's springtime. Flowers are coming up. Here in Vermont, the trees are turning green. And there's a crystal meadow here. I think I'm going to do a live stream and take you on a walk around Moonrise Cottage so you can see the crystals growing. So when I got back, this place, it felt as if it had been in suspended animation. There was no dust. There were no cobwebs. There was only stillness. It was a very interesting experience to come back here and experience the type of stillness that my guides are saying that I was experiencing radiating from afar. So the place is waking up, and crystals are starting to sprout up out of the ground. It happens every spring here. So I think for some reason my guides are talking about that. They want me to do a little live stream, probably with my phone, to just take you on a walk around Moonrise Cottage so you can experience some of these things, so it'll help you to understand the experience you may be having. Okay, so Cancer, there you are, dressed in your passion. You have the new shoes, right? The blue shoes of transformation. There's your vessel, the water element, full, and you have an abundant supply. So the judgment of skill in this deck is the Four of Wands. It's about the love element and the battles that we are experiencing. The things that you are experiencing, the whole coloration of the card is blue, except for the place where the passion lies. So some of you may be having some challenges in that place in your life, inside yourself. I'm not talking about a partnership. I'm talking about you and you. Maybe fighting with yourself, the light and the dark within you, attempting to emerge into this place in order to come into the sacred tent. That's what this card is about, right? Four of Wands. It's the marriage card. For a lot of readers, they say it's the marriage card. But really, it's about what my guides are calling the sacred tent, the place where community is built, the community of heart chakra connection. So I like this, and I see that you're having some struggles. I'm not surprised, but look what's next. So I love that. King of Cups. Look at that. King of Art, the art of loving. This person is known as the Sacred Pathfinder. He was a sacred king, a warrior, and his spear was able to clear away obstacles to the pathway to sacred loving. So he's a shapeshifter. He's able to go back and forth to the sacred realm. So it's interesting here because there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion. Even though this is a water card, he's using the passion, that is within him from the sacred love element of the universe. So that's the place that you're traveling. That's the path you're trying to find. And you are undertaking some type of internal challenge. You're doing review, but you're sitting in the most sacred place. You know how to sit while you're doing it. So there's some place that you're going to travel to within yourself that's reflective in all of these cards that have come out so far. In order to clear away the pathway, to create, I'm sorry, I'm saying the wrong words, to create the pathway while you simultaneously, my guides are telling me I'm saying it backwards, clear away the obstacles. So clear away the obstacles inside yourself, which will automatically create the pathway straight into the sacred realm. Oof, it's giving me a chill, Cancer. I like it. And just they want me to remind you. That's where we started. So this month, it's all about love. It's all about your experience of love as a vibrational energy. Do your best to put aside your thoughts about humanity and give yourself the moment to be in this vibration and to find the pathway to this place. That's really all that matters right now, as we know, given everything that's going on in the world, okay? And, it's very interesting that this comes up as an animal totem, because The wolves are the sacred pathfinders, aren't they? And they are not ruled by the moon. My guides are saying they're ruled by the moon. But certainly they are very active at the full moons. Very often there's a lot of mythology that comes out of sacred traditions about that topic, okay? So here's what's next. Look at that. The High Priestess. Looking at the King of Cups. Let's see, how can I do it so it makes sense? There we go. There you go. Okay, so we have you in your human existence pondering the challenges, the light, the dark, the love, your vessel, you as a vessel, you as a body of water, the sacred conductor of love energy into, my guides are saying, into this place. And you are intent. You have the ability to create the pathway and clear away the obstacles in yourself so that you can join the tapestry effort that's going on here at Moonrise Cottage. One way to do it is to follow the directions that are below this video, the links about the meditation. My guide just corrected me, about the vibration pathway that you should engage yourself with. If you have your own methodology, that's fine with me. There's a particular reason for the pathway that is delineated below, because we are meant to each be in our own energy while beginning to experience harmonic resonance. And those vibrations that are listed below are going to help tune you as an instrument. For the moment that's coming, I'm not entirely sure, but I keep thinking about the eclipse for various reasons. I won't go into it. We'll get there, okay? So that's your, my guides are saying, it's your method and your methodology. It's what's available to you on this beginning, which is an ending. So my guys were talking, I just finished the Aries reading. They were talking about very similar things in there. I was trying to get lunch and they were talking about becoming aware and remembering that this viral load that began, it was being formulated last year. Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know, this is not an animal to human transmission. This is an engineered virus. It was being engineered here in the United States. There was a scientist, a doctor in China that was invited into the study, blah, blah, blah. It was done at the Viral Containment Safety Labs in the United States, and Canada was involved. If you look deep on the net, you can find the information there. So what happened was that person from China went back to the biosafety lab, level 4, which is the most dangerous pathogens, and continued to work on weaponizing this virus. That was in Wuhan. So a little critical thinking will help you understand how this was unleashed. It started in December. That's when the world first became aware of it, in the sign of Capricorn. As we were coming into 2020, with Capricorn in the first, or pardon me, Pluto in the first house of Capricorn, promising massive destruction and rebuilding. So here we are, all right? So understand how we are all in line with the universe, with our vibration, and the way things are unfolding and why. It's not an accident. My guides are saying it never was an accident. So now it's time to go deeply into the spiritual element of our human existence, to take up the opportunity while we are all in quarantine to go very deeply into the, okay, my guys just said the vibrational methodology. So there you are. And look, okay, the High Priestess, it's always backwards. I don't know why, but I've never been able to manage this well. Apologies. So the High Priestess looking directly at the King of Cups, who comes to the temple to have an audience with her and makes a request to be allowed into the temple where all wisdom resides. And you have to have an audience with that lady. So that's your pathway. you're going to feel it on a vibrational level. You will feel it in your spirit on a spiritual level, that you're going to clear away you have the power as the King of Cups to make your way to the temple now. Do not take that lightly, Cancer. Make your way to the temple, because when you have an audience with the High Priestess at the gates of the temple, if you have done your vibrational work, this is where you're going to go when you step through the gateway. It's the place, my guides are saying, it's the place you've always wanted to be. And so the moment is here when you can take up the work, because the planets are aligned, the vibration is available, you are available, because we're standing still. So I think this month in April is very critical that we focus, all of us together in our own station, my guides are saying, on this work, because that's the destination that we're all seeking. And we're doing it in line with our own particular energy set point, whatever that might be. So take a look deeply into your chart and understand, where does Capricorn lie? Where is Aries in your chart? Where are all the cardinal signs? It's going to give you some very deep information about your own pathway. All right. So here's what's next. Very interesting. It's the same thing I just said. My guides are saying over and over again. They just want to say it over and over again to you. Look, the 10 of Pentacles. This is the card of, my guides just said, of eternal happiness. Because and the reason you're happy in the standard tarot, we see a husband, a wife, and kids, and a dog, and the castle, and the whole enchilada. It's about reaching the whole enchilada, supreme happiness in your life. In this moment, it's the part of the reason I use this mythical deck. It's, yes, you can take that inference if you want, but what we're really talking about is spiritual happiness, about coming home to yourself, building your own castle, having an enormous amount of spiritual wealth because of the knowledge that you are able to take up when you pass through the gateway into the sacred heart mind of the universe. So this is about being able to open your sacred spiritual records. People call it the Akashic records, the masters, the angels, and there you are. There's the bowl of all wisdom with the angels and the guides, and however you want to view it, I don't care. Whatever your tradition is fine with me. This is the bridge energy that carries you from your human existence in this month into the purpose of your soul contract as a Cancer in these days, my guides are saying. So that's what's going on there. And then when you go through those stages in your human life this month, this is what you're going to experience. My guides are calling it an elevation. An elevation in your sacred knowledge of yourself. Okay? Here's why. Let's get one more card. Okay? So we're going to transition into the soul contract. My guides are talking. They were talking about promises that have been broken. Okay. Some of the ponderings that some of you are going to experience. It's all going to depend on your own particular life pathway and the choices that you made. And there's going to be some great rectifying that's going to have to happen in order for, while you sit in the tent, the sacred tent of all humanity. Okay? All right, Spirit. Let's have some information, please, for Cancer about, okay. That's interesting. I was just talking about crystals coming up out of the ground. So, on the level of your soul contract, what is it that you're going to feel reflecting through your being? Your urges, your desires. Look. Perfect. Thank you, Spirit. That is the keeper of harmony. It's the Emperor card. Do you see that there's a sacred strategy encapsulated right in the center of the card that brings on this new growth, going deeply into the male set point in order to be in a place of strength and ability and clarity and leadership. And so your leadership has to do with love energy, water. It's time to connect to the sacred strategy that you committed to when you incarnated here. That's what we're all experiencing. So go deeply into your element. Do the vibrational exercises, and I'm just inviting everybody to be willing to show up when it's time for, guys are calling it the ignition, the weaving of the tapestry moment that's going to come when we all have enough practice at being a vibrational being and experiencing vibration. That's why, if you don't know, those exercises are set to be done at night so that you can sleep into the dream time of the vibration and understand the experience that you're having. And then it progresses from there to chakra balancing, and we'll get there. But just keep doing it to the best of your ability, okay? If you miss a night, don't beat yourself up. But my guys are saying you kind of don't have any excuse at this point, meaning we're all staying home. I know many of you have kids and relatives, and some of you are ill, and some of you are dealing with relatives and loved ones that are ill. Okay. This, one of my favorite cards on the deck. Look at that. It's interesting. This came up in the Aries reading too. So, do you see this woman who holds the water element between her knees? So there is a new cycle coming when you can master yourself this month to whatever stage you can get to. Don't worry about it. Do the best you can. And everything that you do is going to be enough. It's going to initiate. They're saying ignite and initiate. And I said initiate. So, all right. So that's what that's all about. Become the master of your own universe on a vibrational level. And take up this moment of illumination. And know that the moment you do that, a new cycle will begin. So we've got this reading coming out on the full moon. And on the soul contract, you're being confirmed. Basically, my guides are saying there's a new strategy coming forward that's going to bring you into the fullness of your power, of the vibrational resonance of a water sign element. And you will look from there on the new moon. It's very interesting. And this is a fairy tale about courting and mating and etc. So that woman is the queen of sovereignty. And many suitors approach her and ask her for water. She's in disguise, of course. We can see on the outside her warts. She's actually a really beautiful woman who's in disguise. And what she does is she just sits in her place and looks at her suitors, those people who request her love energy, represented by this barrel of water. And the people who approach her have run out of water, and they're asking her for the water. And because it's interesting, it's very interesting to me, because you've come to your place of power. My guides are calling it your station, your power station. You then can use the ultimate power, the omnipotent power of the sacred feminine, to look out upon the world and look straight through everything that has no clarity so that you can see what's really going on. And there will come a moment when you are in your power, you will have a certain type of sacred vision, basically, is what my guides are talking about. And from this place, you're going to be able to look straight through all the things that you are experiencing. And you're going to be able to have this type of, my guys are calling it sacred vision, so that when you see the vibrational pathway that is correct for you, you will then reveal yourself. And what you are going to reveal, I think, is this. Because what happens in this fairy tale is her intended mate, her vibrational mate, finally comes along and has the wisdom and the ability to connect with her, despite the fact that she presents herself like this, because she will not become available to those who are not in their power. So there's some great transition happening for you on a soul contract basis because of what's going on here in this year of destruction and rebirth. Cancer, you're going to understand when you do these vibrational exercises, we're mostly talking about you and you. So it will be the power of the sacred masculine that you walk with, that you encapsulate, finally coming into your strength. And then you will transfer your energy to the sacred feminine within you, who will have this type of vision, who understands the water signature element vibration. And it is that will cause you to drop the mask, in a sense, and come forward into the world in your full beauty. That's what happens in that fairy tale. And then mate with the other half of your sacred sovereign. And we see them sitting together. It's fascinating to me. So there's a story going on about you being able to be in your power so that you can contact and illuminate and reveal the sacred feminine power within you. That is about carrying the sacred water element. It's fascinating to me. So for you, it's a new soul journey coming forward. You see the 0 on this card? You're at a 0 point. This in traditional tarot, this is the Fool, who looks up to the universe, looking up at the sky while stepping off a cliff with no worries, because you know now that your pathway is assured and you have no worries. So whatever it is that's going on for you in these times, when you go inward, this is the type of thing you're going to experience, because it's what's in your soul contract for this moment, right? This month of April, in order to prepare you preparing yourself for this new journey. And you see, it's in a sense, it's life and death. And we're experiencing that as a vibrational. Okay, they're talking about a portal, things like that. These days are bringing us very close to our mortality. And when we're close to our mortality, in terms of our awareness, maybe it's through fear, maybe it's, okay, my guys are saying blessed transformation, things like that. We begin to ponder this way. We become available to ourselves to have our actual soul journey and to take the next step, to venture out into the universe as a soul being, carrying the energy that you carry in order to bring forward this event. That's what's going on. That's why I went to New Mexico, is to ponder all these, to just go deep and to be able to have my own sacred vision and see what's coming forward for me and understand how that's connected to all the other beings that come across my pathway, right? Always true for all of us. So understand that that's the contract for this month for you. Oops, wrong card. All right, so if you're new and you don't know this deck, it's the Celtic Wisdom Tarot, and it's based on Irish Celtic mythology. So do you see how the soul rises from the human being and ventures out into the universe? Do you see the bull? The triple spiral is about destiny turning. Look at that. Okay? So, sorry, I'm not holding it in the right spot. So there you are. That's the energy that's going to cause this transition of your human awareness into your spiritual awareness. And the guides are confirming, yeah, that's the soul contract. You're going out, Cancer. So my best advice is don't resist that. I know it can be scary, believe me. I know it can be scary. It's been kind of the sum total of my existence. So I understand, at least from my Virgo Aries set point, I understand the challenge of it. And I also understand the beauty of it. So let's get a little something. One more card, an outcome card. What's the destination you're trying to reach, in a sense? What's the soul contract intention in this month? Well, we're all just home. Hopefully. I mean, some of us are not, right? There are a lot of people who are not. There are a lot of people who are really in the thick of it. All right, Spirit, please give us one more inference for Cancer. Wow. Cancer is deep. It's been deep for everybody this month, just so you know. Look, the liberator of devotion. You see that we have you standing in your life as the lover of devotion, choosing your pathway. Ooh, getting all choked up. These readings have been really deep. So you're going to reach your destination. There's no doubt. So have faith about this issue in your life. Sorry, got hair in my face. Have faith and understand that you are literally going to go through your transition, because it's where you're putting your focus. It's where your deep heartfelt intention is. You want to devote yourself, Cancer. You wouldn't have come through this way if you didn't want to devote yourself to, my guides are calling it, the propagation of love on this planet, not in your life. Yes, most of us want that, but we're talking about planetary existence as a soul being. And your soul is intent on manifesting its destiny this month and reaching its okay, what was that, Spirit? Hang on. Yeah. So, reaching your destination, which is what I was trying to say, and my guide said desperation. So some of you are feeling really desperate. No doubt, these are desperate times. Understand that you are going to reach your intended destination, because this is the moment in which you have the ability to manifest it, because the planets are aligned in such a way that your soul destiny can come forward now. I really love it. And, again, we're back to the gateway. There's a cycle being completed for Cancer this month, and a new cycle begins. Obviously, I think it's true for all of us. It's true for me. I was catapulting myself across the country to come back here. I had no intention of being here. And finally, there came a moment when I realized, no, you have to go. We all have to be flexible, because massive change is upon us in all the ways that I don't even need to talk about, right? So, Cancer, this is a beautiful, beautiful reading. Per usual, I could go on for a long time. I'm going to pick from the bag of runes, and then the reading will be officially over. Those of you who need or want to go can carry on with your day. I'm going to head over to the chat room. We'll have some discussion. Okay? All right, Cancer, do me a favor, will you? Connect up with me for a moment. Let's see what comes out of this magic bag. Okay. Spirit, can you please give us the message? Help me draw forward the message for Cancer, month of April 2020. Here's the message for Cancer. Please, it will help them understand their pathway. Perfect. That is the fruit-bearing branch. Okay, Cancer, you are. You know what? I'm just gonna read it. I'm just gonna read it to you from the book, so you can get it. My guides are talking about getting it straight from the source. So we're talking about signals from the universe. Of course, my guides are saying, of course we are, because that's what we've been talking about. Or I can't see it. Okay, so this is Anzu's signals, messengers, the god Loki. Interesting, because we had the coyote show up here, the trickster. All right, so in these times, you will be receiving messages, signals, and gifts. Even a timely warning may be seen as a gift. So, my God, so clearly, on some level, we're wanting to weave this into the message, okay? There are going to be, for all of us, some things are going to trip us up. Might be yourself. Might be you're playing tricks on yourself, and it's part of the pathway that you're going to have to follow to get clarity, okay? All right, so let's put that there where you can see it. New lives begin with new connections and surprising linkages that direct you onto new pathways. Take care in this moment to be especially aware, particularly with persons wiser than yourself. You may have a new linkage during meetings or visits or chance encounters. When the messenger rune brings sacred knowledge, you are truly blessed. Anzuz is the first of the 13 runes that make up the cycle of initiation. Well, there it is. So that's, in a sense, that's the wrap on the reading. My guys just want you to know where you're standing and why. It is a new cycle of you being able to be very clear about your purpose and able to connect to the actual energy, the vibration that you carry. That's what we're doing, okay, in a general sense. So this movement, this completion at this moment on the full moon has you stepping forward into the deepest regions of yourself that you've never explored, I think. I think that's what this is all about. And so you're going to be getting messages and signals, and there's going to be new fruit that's going to be available to you at the end of this cycle when you reach this next initiation, this next doorway, so to speak, into the sacred. This is the death card. Okay, so, all right, my guys are talking about this. So I'm going to take a picture as I always do, and I'll post it, okay, on the community tab. It's very, I can't hold it up because there's too many cards. But this is the center core of the reading, okay? There's the star card, that's the theme. There you are, the lover of devotion. And standing next to the lover of devotion is this. So I guess it would be this way. Sometimes I wish I had 3 hands. Okay? That's the core of the reading. And my guides just want you to see the visualization so you can understand the messaging about these days. They're calling them these days. Very interesting. I don't think I got that right. So that's why I post the cards. You will see it there. So back to this for a minute and see if there's anything more. So yeah, we're talking about the mechanism of self-change. That's the cycle of initiation. And as such, it addresses our need to integrate unconscious motives with conscious intention. Drawing on Zeus tells you that connection with the divine is at hand. It's a signal to explore the depths and the foundations of your life and to experience the inexhaustible wellspring of the divine in your own nature, in your own being. And at the same time, you are reminded that you must first draw from the well to nourish and give to yourself. And then there will be more, more than enough to nourish others, which is the intention of this whole cycle. There will be a new sense of family solidarity when you take this journey. It's invested in the rune itself. So we're talking about society. You're going to feel it, I would assume, in your family linkages, etc. Okay, my guys are talking about the nature of the flow. Okay, because you're a water sign, they want you to just relax into this. It should be a natural process because the stars are with you, the planets are aligned in such a way that the destruction of your old form, it's true for all of us, is at hand. And the world reflects it now. It's being reflected in politics. It's being reflected in everything that we see with our human vision. And it's the perfect entry point. I want to show you one more thing. If I can get this off the table. Okay. So that's the soul line. That's the theme of the reading. That's what's happening in your human life. So, those of you who do things like go to church and they're saying temple and all those kind of things, allow yourself to go there very deeply in a way that you haven't before. And if you don't have those activities in your regular daily life, create them somehow in your life, some significance, and again, you're being invited to do the vibrational pathway that's delineated below. So quite a lovely reading, Cancer. Thank you so much for being here. That's the end of my chitter chatter about the cards and about the moment and the messages that are coming through. Okay, so if you have to head out and go on with your day.